Hey, I'm Nicholas Prom,
I'm Chase.
and you're watching Heavy Metal Breakdown. Oh boy, let me tell you, what a program we have in store for you today. Still hoping somebody will create us a new and exciting logo to replace Lemmy and Kronos here.
Please.
Anyone who knows graphic design, we are taking submissions for that. Anyway, um, but we have a couple of albums to review. And Chase, why would you tee up the first of these two records, if you would?
I would love to. Okay, up first we have Exodus Goliath, released March 20th on Napalm Records. Goliath is Exodus's 13th full-length studio album, and I'll let you take it from here.
Well, lucky 13, as it were. 12 if you don't count Let There Be Blood, which you shouldn't count it. That's just a thing that exists, but it wasn't original music. I mean, it was a new thing. So, but whatever. Yeah, Exodus has a new record. Rob Dukes is back. Um, uh, who his in his absence emerged as the fan favorite vocalist, and as the relationship with Steve Souza deteriorated and ended permanently, I believe. Uh, Surprise! Rob Dukes is back in the band, and we've got a new record with him. Um, and uh, uh, Honestly, I am fascinated by this record. I think it is, you could say, bold choices, but I mean, Exodus is really stretching their legs on this album and trying some things that are not expected. I think they're still within Exodus's wheelhouse. It's just like showing what we can that they are capable of more than just straightest ahead thrash. And while many people would have probably preferred to Exodus to give us more of the same, I applaud them for being brave enough not to just give us a thrash by numbers album, and to give. I love a challenging listen, and this gave me that, and I'm thrilled by it. Uh, I Last year, for example, Destruction came out with a new record, and it was such a paint by numbers thrash record. You and I decided to not even bother talking about it on the show, and yeah, but uh, like pretty much every other album with Rob Dukes on it, this album is at least initially divisive. Um, you'll remember that the Extrocity Exhibition albums were not loved by a lot of Exodus fans initially, and now a lot of people, those are their favorite Exodus records. And that said, I think because this album people are really split on as well. And I think this is going to be a grower like that. I spent a lot of time with this over the last few days, and I think there's more to enjoy than to than not. I have talked a whole lot right now, and I'm going to hand this off to you, Chase.
I will start off by saying that it definitely sounds like okay. So if you throw on any track on this album and you can identify that it is Exodus. It is an Exodus album. You know, like the Rob Dukes era, Shovelhead, and on down
Yeah.
type stuff. And like, okay, I'm gonna. I guess I'll just jump to the end and say I can't fully endorse this album because
Okay.
there's only like three songs on this album that I even remember really, and I listened to this over and over and over again over the past couple of days, and it never settled. Maybe you're right. Maybe after like the next two or three Exodus, if there is another two or three Exodus albums come out, I'll be able to come back and because I Atrocity Exhibit and whatnot, like you said, a lot of people had to come back to it. Maybe this will be one of them, but as it stands right now, there are elements of the songs that I like. Like there are like sections of each song that I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. But like overall, I'm like, I'd rather listen to a different Exodus album.
Okay. Okay. So I
um,
knew. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah. Uh, Da, da, da. Like the first two tracks are pretty much what you would expect, like a natural progression from their last couple albums to this one. It's just a continuation of that. And when I was listening to them, like 3111 is, I mean, it's about like cartels and all that shit, and it's like, okay, that's kind of important. It's broy and violent, like brutal thrash or violent thrash, whatever kind of thing you want to call it. And a little paint by numbers, like you
Oh, okay.
brought up earlier, like a tiny bit. But then after that, yeah, they start incorporating other things. Like there's some mellow death riffs, some clean vocals. They're trying to sound a little bit more like Pantera in some areas. I'm not saying they are purposely, but they just do in
Hmm.
some spots. But yeah, maybe that's just me. Um, oh, I said yeah, heavy, fast, beat down style thrash, which is what the first couple of songs on here are, and then they kind of take off and go into different directions. It's still thrash. It gets less traditional and more experimental, not really touching on prog in any places, but still, you know, oh hey, Exodus is doing this now, I guess.
Yeah. I would say a strong parallel for like this album would be kind of like the modern Creator records, which I think are great. And those are like, a bold, different direction, but still very much thrash metal. Okay? Um, and I think I just kind of like to go maybe like sort of track by track on this. I mean, I thought 3111 is a pretty decent opener. It's not the strongest opening track Exodus have had, that's for sure. But
Oh, no.
it's definitely familiar. It's like if you liked Shovelhead Kill Machine and you liked the other Rob Dukes albums, oh yes, okay, thank you. Give me something. This is a treat for the fans, the people who are thrilled that Rob is back. Okay, and you know, uh, and uh, and so that's a good song. And then like track two, Hostis Humani Generis, which is like enemy of mankind in Latin. Okay, uh, man, that is a thrash barn burner, man. That there we go. Here comes the thrash, and and I'm into that. I think that's a really strong song. The Changing Me, track three, guest vocals, like it's a duet with Rob and Pete Tactigan from Hypocrisy. Cool vocal blend with the two of them. Very aggressive
Yeah.
song, neat stuff going on. The clean vocals come from none other than drummer Tom Hunting. So
Cool.
I think that's really neat. Tom wrote a lot of lyrics on this album too. This was a really a serious band effort. It's not just like Gary writing everything and like, okay, guys, this is what we're gonna play. No, no. There are some songs that are more Lee Altus written. Everyone but Jack Gibson contributed lyrics. Uh, and Jack's bass also is I think more prominent and flashy on this record.
It's in
So
my notes. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
so I think it's really cool. Like it's like the group dynamic is so strong on this record, and I'm loving that.
Since
You
you
know they
since you pointed that out, it actually makes a lot more sense that there's a lot more. Well, there's the proper amount of cooks in the kitchen because it's only the guys in the band cooking, you know.
right.
And but they're all getting a say, and I don't know how much that was true in the albums before, but in this one, I guess you're right. Yeah, it totally sounds like, hey, why not this? Hey, why not this?
Yeah,
And
I
maybe
mean,
there should have been some railing in some spots, but overall, they got to do what they wanted. They seem happy with it. Can't
yeah,
shit on them
and
for it.
and
Yeah.
and I'm gonna pick up a couple of the threads of what you've just mentioned there as we progress through this, because uh, yeah, I think there are a lot of newer, different things at play, and maybe it seems a little messy, and maybe we could have reined again, like you said, reined in some of these things. There are some songs I think go on a little too long. There are some spots where it's like, does that riff or section need to repeat as that many times? So there's a little bit of that here and there, but overall, I really like this, and I want to keep. Let's see, going through the tracks. Promise you this. I really like this song. It's neat.
Oh yeah.
It
Yeah.
it is, and it's like it's probably the most fun uh, Rob Duke's era song, or Rob Duke's Exodus song. You know what I mean? And it's still angry. It's still really pissed, but like, um, I don't know. It's a little bouncier. It makes me think of like something from from that might have been during Zetro's first run in the band, and also about Rob's voice, there's more nuance and different things that are going on there. It's like, okay, he's back and also has vocally matured and is opening up to some newer avenues. And it's not cringy. It works. And I'm like, and it's what a breath of fresh air. I have commented on him being very one-dimensional vocally, even though I do like him. He's not my favorite singer in Exodus, but I do like the guy. And but I can't say I don't think I can say he's one-dimensional anymore. I think he's found more arrows in the quiver, which is cool. Um, the title track Goliath is actually one of the songs that works not so well for me.
Yeah.
No shade on. So there's another guest appearance on this one. It's Katie Jacoby. She's a violinist, and that's nice. I certainly don't mind the presence of violin on it. It's maybe a little too doomy for a thrash metal band. You
Yeah,
know?
that's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine. I don't think it's a bad song. But it's definitely one of the weaker tracks on the album for me. Um, and again, my opinion on that may change over time. We'll see. But I like this, and I like that. Overall, it was interesting to spend a lot of time with this and really just okay. There's so many new little touches here in Exodus, while I think very much retaining the Exodus's modern sound, um, which is a neat trick to pull, I think. Um, uh, Beyond the Event Horizon, that is here comes the thrash again, blazing. I'm here for it. I thought 2 Minutes Hate and Violence Works were good thrash metal songs, but thematically maybe a bit too on the nose. Uh, like we're definitely not being subtle here. It's like, okay, got it. This is what that's about. Um, People have said that. Oh, go ahead.
The 2 Minute Take gets a free pass because 1984 is always a fine topic in metal. I have no issue with that showing up. And Violence Works is cold diarrhea in a Dixie cup of a song, but it's not wrong. So
Okay. It's interesting because Violence Works like for about 5 seconds at the beginning. It's like a new metal song. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's okay. It's aggressive enough, and I know we needed to have more of that, but it's not the strongest, but it's fine. Summon of the God Unknown. This is just way too long. I really
Yeah.
this. I mean, it's like it's about 8 minutes, and Sorry, it just kind of didn't really work for me. But then album closer, the dirtiest of the dozen, rips totally kick ass. It is maybe the Exodus, the classic Exodus song that I think a lot of people, the people who are criticizing this album, are like, could the whole record have been like this? You know?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I believe I've heard something along that, or I read something to that effect in like a YouTube comment section below one of the videos. Someone said something like
Yeah.
that. The closer probably the best song on the album, and essentially, yeah, why couldn't the whole album
Right.
be like that? Anyway.
But here's the thing. I like it when the best song is the last song sometimes. And I think that works with Exodus. Like one of my favorite ones is Impact is Imminent, and I love the closer on that one. You know, but yeah, I think overall this is such a wow. It's so fresh, and it's a brave record. You know, not everybody's going to be into this, but I think it's genuine. I think it's an honest attempt to find new territory within the genre, and who better to lead the charge on that than the king of thrash metal, Gary Holt. So
Argue there, yeah.
I mean, you can argue against it. I mean, I would love more of your thoughts if you have them, Chase.
No, I like it's a fun album, but again, it's gonna be hard for me to predict. Like, oh yeah, a couple of years from now, man, I want to listen to an Exodus album. I'm gonna come back and listen to Goliath. Man, there's like I don't know, there's like 5 or 6, 7, 8 albums before that jump right ahead.
Sure.
So I don't know, man.
Yeah, and like I'm still digesting this record myself. it is something different. Um, but I mean, again, for people who want to be challenged, and if you're open enough to like, just to not be the guy who wants everything to be the same all the time, then Exodus is a record that you really should give a shot. Spend some time with it. The past few days I've been hanging out with this album and really uh, been enjoying it. I've been enjoying like processing this, and overall I endorse this. For you, it sounds like more mid. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's okay too. Um, this may be one of our odder reviews. Uh, but no, I'm not mad at this album at all. Again, there's a few things that don't really work for me, but none of it I look at as like a crime or a betrayal. I'm looking forward to the next time we go see Exodus. That's for sure. I always am. And yeah, I'm giving horns for this. You know,
I'll give
it's
him
gonna be
one.
people. Okay, yeah, and there's gonna be people disagree with me. There're gonna be people who like, I can't believe you like that, but well, too bad. Like people like things differently, and the way I approach listening to music is different than other people too. So, but yeah, so yeah, uh, do you have anything else here, or you want to move on, Chase?
I think I'm good.
Okay, well, that's Exodus, Goliath. Check it out or don't. So, but yeah, how about, let's see. Oh, good. How about we hop into our next segment, Chase? What's that called?
See, up next on Chase's classic album, we have King Diamond Conspiracy. Released August 29th, 1989 on Road Records. Conspiracy is King Diamond's fourth full-length studio release.
As a solo artist.
And, as a solo artist, correct.
Yeah, yeah, on Roadrunner Records. Yeah, sorry, your voice cut out at that moment, but uh, it's so weird. You cut out the most during that part.
That's so weird.
Yeah. But yeah, King Diamond. A few like the end of last year, we talked about them, and I said, oh, very soon we'll talk about Conspiracy because it's the sequel. So interesting. I love this album, but I've spent a far less time with it than them because I had them longer.
You know,
I spent more time with it. But I know a lot of people who prefer this. That they love. I mean, it's great. They love this. They like it even more than them. I am not in that camp, but I think it's a great record. And
I think they're pretty even, honestly. I
yeah,
mean, yeah, yeah. Oh,
cool.
well,
And
especially like they keep up the momentum from one album to the next. I was really impressed with it. I,
yeah.
I got to say the opening notes of At the Graves,
Hmm.
instant smiles.
Oh
Like
yeah,
King Diamond, the antidepressant. I was like,
yeah,
just wasn't having like the best day. I threw that on and was just like, fuck it. It's awesome. I love it.
yeah.
And I may have said this in the last album, but like one of the things I absolutely adore about King Diamond albums, especially, is that even if you're not listening to the album, just read the lyrics and be thoroughly entertained by
Oh
the
yeah.
stories these guys comes up with. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I love, and I think it was such a smart move that he did the sequel, like, was absolutely the next record. He didn't wait, like when
Yeah.
Abigail, I think, was maybe not intended to have a sequel, and then had a sequel like 20 years later or something, you know. No, well, not 20, but much much later. Okay. Um,
Yeah.
Now, but I'm curious. I wonder if King wrote both albums in one go, and then they just recorded them, like whatever, or if he did them and there's like, and they did the tour, and they're he's and they're like, oh, you know what? There's more to this story, and then it went like that. I wonder. I don't know what the creative process was around this album, but I honestly, I have to admit, I had some misconceptions about what the plot of this record was. I think
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
follow it as closely, again, because I had spent less time with it than them. So I'm actually going to do something I haven't done before. I'm going to read the plot synopsis from Wikipedia, and then we'll get into the songs and stuff. Okay, so this will be brief. So bear with me. Um, After the events of Them, an adult king returns to the house of Aemon to reclaim his rightful place as heir to the house. He makes a deal with Them, the unseen demonic antagonists from the previous album, to return control of the house to Them in exchange for the chance to see his now dead sister Missy again, as he believes she can help answer some of his questions. He attends sessions with a therapist named Dr. Landau, who he despises, distrusts, and lies to. Landau suggests letting King's mother visit the house of Aemon, and King reluctantly agrees. That night, Missy appears to him in a vision and warns him through a dream where he sees Landau marrying his mother. The next day, King's mother indeed arrives, accompanied by Dr. Landau. Despite King's protestations about the deal with Them, they enter the house, and King is ambushed and sedated by his mother and the doctor. They then go to the local demented priest, Samael, and convince him that King is possessed by Satan and must be disposed of. They put King in a coffin and burn him, and the album closes with King's promise to haunt them forever from beyond the grave.
That is fucking metal.
It is, but holy shit, evil wins?
Apparently.
I only with King, right? I mean, the mighty monarch of metal gives us an incredible record here. But yes, I love this. What are some highlights for you? Sleepless Nights is a gimme. That was the single.
Again, just like with the last album, the entire album is just amazing. You have to listen to it beginning to end in order to get the full impact. But honestly, my favorite track on the whole album doesn't have King in it. It's the instrumental Something Weird.
Yeah,
it's one of the craziest fucking things I've ever sat and listened to and went, holy shit, again.
I love it. Yeah, that is really cool. And you mentioned at the top of the review, just like those opening notes, how can I not just love anything Andy LaRocque is playing on guitar? The man was great. And we got Mickey D on drums.
Yeah.
The last man standing from Motorhead.
Yeah.
That is crazy too. But yeah, dude. I love King Diamond. This is just a gimme, and this is King at the height of his powers, vocally and creatively. This is just a 10 out of a 10 record, like Them was. Yeah. But yeah.
No cooling.
But yeah, I really love like The Wedding Dream. That one's always stuck out in my head. Visit from the Dead is great. Like the Missy is trying to help King or warn him or whatever in a dream. I love that. You have this interdimensional ghosts or whatever that this doctor wants to harness their power or some shit, and also dream stuff from beyond. Being contacted from the spirit world and all that shit. Neat, wild. It's just, what an imagination. It's ghosts and like interdimensional Lovecraftian horror. Like, fucking give it to me. Like, man, wow.
Like From Beyond, but less sexual.
Oh, the movie From Beyond.
The movie, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm like, I don't remember anything sexy about the Massacre albums From Beyond. I love that album.
There we are. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah. Also with the album title Conspiracy, I went like, can you imagine King hitting those high notes, but instead of saying grandma, he's saying like flat Earth or something.
Oh man, that would be funny. Yeah. Oh boy. But yeah, anytime I hear a great falsetto wail from King Diamond, I'm a happy man.
Oh, totally.
King is going to turn 70 in June, and we have not had a new album from him in nearly 20 years. 2027 will make 20 years since Give Me Your Soul, Please. And I'm like, last year we got a new song, and I'm like, please, can we get a new album from King Diamond. That would be tremendous. Um, but in the meantime, we will have to just bask in the glory of the back catalog of not only his solo career, but Merciful Fate, and keep on hoping. Chase, do you have more about Conspiracy, or is it just fantastic?
It fucking rules, and I can't really fault the main character for making a deal. I want to see their because like I haven't lost any of my siblings, but if my brother died, dude, I would probably make it some sort of horribly thought out Faustian bargain just to talk to him again. So
Right.
I really can't fault the antagonist for this,
Yeah.
or the
I wonder.
protagonist rather.
I wonder if you can't. I wonder if. I mean, because like making the Faustian bargain, that's like okay, I am damned. But like if you're making a deal with them, I don't know. I feel like there's a way out of it. Maybe. I mean, not for King clearly because he dies, but
Yeah.
uh, but but I mean, like what they're able to, the extent of their power is kind of undefined. So I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know.
True.
A deal with them, it's like you could be like, well, bye. You could burn the house down and run away.
Suckers. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But anyway, this is great stuff. What a mind, what an imagination King has, and so hoping we get one more record from him. Because at this point, he's just a nostalgia act without, putting out any
It's
new
true. Yeah.
material, really. So, uh,
Do you know if this story continues in a future album, or is this the end of it?
I don't think it does continue. I mean, like, uh, it certainly could. He could revisit it. I mean, like the Spirit of King
Yeah,
and Missy doing something
exactly.
like,
Yeah.
but there would have to be other living characters to, for them to aid to try to thwart them. But that would be interesting. Um,
I was thinking more along the lines of, well, now he's in the realm of them possibly, and he's like, "Fuck it, I'm your monarch, I am king," and he becomes the king of them, king them, whatever, and
I don't
like
know.
starts a new reign or something. I don't know.
Hmm. But it's sort of like I feel like it's a little bit like remember when Jimmy Olsen got sent to the Phantom Zone? What are you really gonna do? You know,
Okay.
you know. Uh,
I,
I have not read that story. I know it exists. Jimmy Olsen has been to the Phantom Zone, but like, come on, what was he gonna do against General Zod? Or
I
Namek or those guys. So anyway, let's not get down that rabbit hole. King Diamond
please.
rules.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And with that, I think we'll just get into our upcoming shows segment. Let's see. We
Great.
have, yeah, let's see. On March 28th, it's a Saturday, I think, or a Sunday. Lividus, Ripping Remains, and Face Nailer. That's a triple threat of death metal. Go and enjoy that if and you wanna. Uh, Also, March 28th, at the Coffin Club, Hog are playing with support from Crooked Looks and Wizard Cage. That'll be cool. Hog is excellent, man. Oh,
Hell yeah.
yeah. You and I having a heavy metal time at the Star Theater, March 29th, seeing Onslaught with Warlord. Holy crap, two classic bands, yay! And support from the excellent Haunter and Torture Rack, who play death metal, who I kind of remember. Um, so that's going to be a cool show. Looking forward to that for sure. Just a couple days later, we are going to see Raven at Dante's with support from Slackjaw and local NASCAR themed speed metal band I Am the Intimidator, who have their second album is coming very soon, I understand. So watch out for that. Uh, April 11th, it's a doom metal show. Dope Throne are on tour with Year of the Cobra, and we'll be going just so we can see our local doom metal kings, R.I.P. That is a rad band, and yes, man, kick ass. April 14th, it's a day of the week. I can't remember what day of the week it is, but we are going to see Guar at the Roseland Theater with support from Soulfly and King Parrot. So looking forward to that. Man, gonna be fun. The very next evening, we're back at the Roseland to see Drain. Man, Current Kings of Hardcore. Man, so much fun. What a rad band. and very excited for this. Um, they are like bringing that DRI municipal waste kind of energy, but more fun. Um, or as I always say, as fun as the waste. But yeah, real cool band. Um, and then, man, just a few days later, what a busy week that's going to be for Chase, because you're going back to the Roseland Saturday, April 18th, to see the Godless Four Tour with Behemoth, Deicide, Rotting Christ, and Immolation. Woo! Chase, give me let me tell me about how you're feeling about going to that.
Well, like, okay, so it's standing on its own, like in the distance, like, oh man, that's gonna be awesome. But then it's like, oh yeah, Guar, Drain, I am gonna be a husk of a person by the time I get to that show.
Well, you're gonna have a few days to
still
recover,
looking,
though. You're gonna have a few
still
days to
looking forward
recover.
to it though.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
that's gonna
yeah,
be a cool time. That's gonna be a cool one for sure. Let's see. Oh, and then I want to remind people, of the Soldiers of Steel Festival happening this August 13th through the 16th at the Substation in Seattle. Headliners include Sanctuary, Liege Lord, Sacred Blade, Saint and the Accused AD, and loads of other traditional power metal, speed, and thrash metal bands. It is gonna be a dope ass time. You do not want to miss it. Get your tickets now at soldiersofsteel.com. And I think that about does it for this episode. Chase, if you wouldn't mind, hit us with a sign off, pretty please.
All right. Thanks for watching Heavy Metal Breakdown. Like, comment, subscribe, and remember to get higher and higher. Straight up we'll climb. Higher and higher. We'll leave it all behind.
Man, I love Sammy Hagar. Good night,
Yeah,
everybody.
dude.
Thanks.